Good afternoon, welcome to another video. As you can see behind me, I am down the canal once again. We're out again today to do some zander fishing. That being that, I've grabbed my new favourite zander rods, which are my Dower EXT extendable Black Widow 9 foot 2 3/4 pound test curve rods. These have been serving me well recently. Nice and short, fold down to really short length, being extendable, but 9 foot is plenty long enough for doing this sort of stuff on the canal. Often you've got lots of stuff above your head. I've got a Nomura Hero reel on here. I'll stick all the information on all the gear I'm using down in the description below. Suffice to say, I've changed floats over to these these Chinese floats I got a while ago. I'm just going to use those for this session, give them a try out. They're pendulum style floats, so you attach them just bottom end only. However, I do like them to be fished in line. So what I've done is just banded them on like you would a stick float. And obviously these are big, and you need a big band. What I've actually used there, you can probably recognise it, is one of these Nash bread bombs. Makes a great band for that. I've got a stop knot above it just in case this doesn't work, and I'll put a bead on there as well, in which case we'll revert to pendulum style, but I quite like to fish them in line if I can. Below that I've got a drill bullet that will go on the bottom. Obviously the float will go on the top, and below that we've got trace. Now this trace is made from a soft strand wire because we may encounter some pike. I'll come on to that more in a moment. Single Sakuma 440 circle hook on here. This is a size 1/0. Okay, I'll show you that. There you go. Now, I do prefer these single circle hooks rather than snap tackle. And I made a video over on the other channel where I show you how to tie these up. So if you want to go and have a look, I'll link you in up there, how I tie these traces up. Right, it's probably enough waffle, isn't it? We'll get cracking. Now, the reason I've come to this stretch is, firstly, earlier on in the closed season, he did a few fish for a mate of mine, but he's not been down here for a while. He's been concentrating on the other stretches. I had to go just a couple of days after the river season ended. Didn't do any good here. Well, I thought I'd come back because you can probably hear it is blowing an absolute gale. There's a storm on the way today, tomorrow. We've got 40 mile an hour winds, but we're in a cutting and the wind's going that way across us, so it's shooting across the top. So we're fairly sheltered in here, so we can hear ourselves think. Right, we're going to get these rods out. We're going to fish just bits of cover. We'll have a bit of a rove about. We might do another stretch, perhaps. We'll just see how things go. I've only got maybe, it's about 2:45 now. I've got perhaps 3 hours tops today before I need to get going. So we haven't got too long to mess about. So yeah, we should get cracking. Show me baits, roach and smelt. Simple as that. Right, that's enough waffle. Let's get cracking. I've got two rods set up identically, absolutely identical setups. So we can cover a bit more water in one go, as it were. Yeah, be interesting to see if these floats work like this. I think they will. No reason why they won't. We'll set that about 3 foot-ish. That should be plenty deep enough. We'll pop it in over there, a little bit further than that. Sun keeps coming in and out. We've got some showers forecast as well, so you might get a bit wet, but they've just forecast showers. I think it's one of those weather forecasts today, they haven't really got a clue what's going to happen. 1 minute they forecast it's going to be showers, and then you have another look at it and they're forecasting it's going to be fine and sunny. So like I say, I think they haven't got much of a clue really. Right, let's get this other rod set up, get the landing net set up in hope. And I'll fill you in on a couple of recent sessions I've had. I think we'll put all these sessions together into one video. Some predator sessions. Because I've been out the last 2 days just for a couple of hours at a time. with sort of moderate amount of success. And perhaps a little bit heavy for Zander fishing, these rods being 2 3/4 pound, but these are the lightest ones they do. You know, at the end of the day, they're carp rods. Right, I think we'll perhaps drop another one in next to that bit of cover, and then we'll move about. We'll concentrate on one bit of cover at a time. Got half a roach on that rod. We'll put the other half on this rod. I like to give it a little stab. That's what I'm doing down here. I like half a roach as well, because that way it lets the juices flow out. Right. Hopefully the Christmas bauble floats will get us a bit of luck. Right, we've got that one just about the right depth. Look, it's sitting upright, and that's okay. I'm chucking it down with the rain again last night. Absolutely chucking it down. The Avon is in the fields again. Not that it affects us at the moment, but yeah, it's just crazy. Crazy stuff. Do you want to get some of the little rivers? Got a ticket or two I can do a bit of trout fishing on with lures. So it'd be nice to have a go. Do a bit of that, but at the moment they're just chocolate brown and banging through. Absolute waste of time. Now, although that float is set perfect depth, unfortunately that does mean that the tow and the wind is just dragging it under. So I think we'll go just a few inches deeper, just so it lies flat on the top. That way they just seem to ride the I was going to say we'll hold fire. I was going to say ride the flow a bit better, but we'll hold fire because there's a boat coming. It's maybe the issue. Middle of the day. I did think perhaps with the wind, boats might not be cruising around too much. But we've been here about 3 minutes and there's a boat coming through already. It's not a problem really when you're doing this, aside from the fact that, you know, you have to keep reeling in. We'll get this rod out of the way and get it straight back out again. Floats seem to be working as intended. I've actually ordered some more. The reason I've gone over to these as well is I did order some off eBay, got sent the wrong size, and twice been told that replacements are on the way and they haven't arrived. Right, hopefully we can get it in the same place. Not quite. Try and tuck it in a little bit tighter. Now I've changed over for this session as well. I've changed over to braid mainline. Purely because, well, a couple of reasons really. Last time out, which I'll touch on in a minute, which was yesterday, I caught the float and the gear in a tree, cast into cover like this. I had to pull for a break and all my stuff was left in the tree, unfortunately. So obviously needed some stronger mainline. So I've gone to braid. This is Barkley Whiplash. That's the one. Which is much, much stronger. This is about £40 braid. It was certainly strong enough to straighten the hooks out and get our gear back. And the other reason was I was having a lot of trouble with the line sinking, mono sinking. When I tested this braid out and it did seem to float, so I thought, well, that's cracking, we'll use that because I haven't got any floating mono. But I wanted that extra strength as well. Right, hopefully we can test it out on a fish. Now, as I say, I have been out the last couple of days, in fact. Where did I go? It's Friday today. Wednesday, I had a couple of hours that way from here, half a mile that way. Fancied a big rover, a big stretch, bought the dog, and started off at the spot where I've been having a few fish lately, a few schoolies. Alright, left hand rod's away already, look. God, that didn't take long. A little dip and it's going off across the canal. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's going under. It's just stopped. No, it's off. Something just playing with that. Let's wind into it. There we go. Well, it ain't big, but it's a fish within about 5 minutes of starting. It's just cracking. Cool, you scrap well. Wonderful stuff. Well, this is a nice productive spot, isn't it? This has become, as I say, it's only a schoolie, but cool, it's pulling. Blimey, come on. Got him. Absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. We'll hold him up over the net in case he flips, which he's doing. One eye on that other float. There we go. Wonderful. That's cracking. Well, they're on it today, aren't they? But it was a good start, and then about 10 minutes later I had another bite. Gone already? Is that the... I think it's gone already, look. No. Perhaps it was just the wind blowing it. But it was gone. Sure that was a bite. Not really any need to have them that close together, but that was a bit of a strange one. Seemed to be off down the canal. Oh, that other one's off. God, it's gone. There we are. We're in again. This feels a better fish. It's not a monster. But it really, God blimey, it's picked up by the line. And that's why it's not a good idea to have them together. Come on. Oi. Well, we're having some sport today. Certainly. Oh, that's a much better fish. Well, I say much better, slightly better. We'll net him. There we go. Yeah, he's a better fish. No monster, but a better one. Right, let's get this all untangled. Well, there's number 2. A little bit bigger, that one. Just keeping an eye on this float. Cracking. Well, this is wonderful. I thought, great. And then give it another 20 minutes, didn't have another bite. So I went for a rove, and I roved around for about another 2.5 hours, did probably another 1.5 miles, 2 miles of canals. Fishing all the cover. Just fished into dark, not another sniff. Absolutely nothing, I was amazed. But it was nice to have a wander down there. I'd never been down there before, down that stretch, so it was nice to have a bit of a wander. I decided to nip out again yesterday. I did a swim where I only ever fished once before, or a stretch I should say. And it was very slow going. Again, I only had sort of 2.5, 3 hours. It was very, very slow going. Eventually, I had a bite. All right, I think we're away on this float. Looks very much like it. It's gone. We're in, finally. Well, it took a while and it don't feel massive. But we're in, finally. Just saw it bobbing. It's a pike. and that's why he used wide traces. I don't catch many pike at the canal. And he's not a monster. But it will do to start. Up a decent scrap. Oh, he's not bad, is he? Come on. Oh, he's not a bad fish at all. Settle for that. There we go. That's got him unhooked. He's a feisty fella. He's been in the walls, but it's very thin. Marked up on that side, but it's a cracking start. Absolutely fantastic. Right, we'll get him back, and hopefully we can catch another target species. I'll give him a sec there just to get his breath back, but he's pretty lively. Nearly dragged my net in a minute ago when I was just getting my stuff ready to unhook him. He's certainly ready to go. Go on, off you go. Very feisty. Bit of a tatty looking canal pike, but the only bite, so very welcome, very welcome. And I wasn't intending on coming out today. I was thinking of getting out first thing in the morning tomorrow. I was going to get out first thing today and do a few hours, but it was chucking it down this morning, so I decided perhaps tomorrow would be a better bet. And then I thought I'd come out. I thought I wouldn't come out this afternoon, but then changed my mind. A couple of my mates are fishing a couple of miles further downstream, kind of downstream, isn't it? The canal flows that way. But I might go and say hello. I might not. Like I say, it just depends how we get on, really, if we do anything. But I think if we give each of these spots 10 minutes, we're probably going to run out of time anyway. I was tempted to come out as well because I wanted to try out these floats. They're working quite well. And this braid as well. And that's working well as well. It's floating on the top, which is perfect. It's catching all the blossom and the leaves and stuff. Well, the face of it doesn't look like this rain has affected the water temperature much. It's 11.9 yesterday on a different stretch, like I say, a couple of miles downstream. It's 11.9 here. So it's not chilled it, which is a good start. We'll give this spot another 5 minutes. I think rather than spreading the floats around each reasonable sized bit of cover like this, we'll put both floats on it and give it 10 or 15 minutes. Travelling very light as well. I've only got net, a couple of rods in my bag. Keep mobile. Plus my back's been playing up as well lately. I generally suffer with bad backs these days, but blimey, been giving me a bit of jip. We're walking some miles as well. My Achilles are both a bit sore from walking. Right, we'll give these baits a twitch and I think we'll move up there. It's quite a thick bit of cover a bit further up. I'm gonna have a go there. Just give these a twitch first, just in case there's something sat there watching them. Perhaps get that a bit closer. See if it gets any interest there first. We risk putting it in the trees. That's the one. I'm going to have a recast on that one. We'll get it a bit further over. Try and tuck it in behind that bit of holly. Well, that's close enough. I'm not going to push it. Right. Come on, Zander. Got some lovely cover along here. Some more here. Some more along there. Some more right up there. Right. I think we've got a pickup on that rod. It just wiggled. Thought perhaps it was the wind. Yeah, it's off. Yeah. It's definitely off. I was going to say I'm going to wind down. It's dropped it. Oh no, he hasn't. I was going to say I'm going to wind down before he gets back into that snag. A fish. Doesn't feel massive. Feels a bit like an eel, actually. Not an eel, is it? No, I don't think so. Well, cracking. The net. Whee! Blimey. No, it is a Zander. Fantastic. What a scrap. It feels like a reasonable one. I've got a quick look at him then. It looks a reasonable one as well. God, what a scrap. Oh, he's a nice fish actually. Cracking. Oh, he's a nice one. What should I say? She, looking at the belly. Fantastic. Right, we'll get this one in while we're dealing with that fish, so we haven't got to worry about boats or double takes. Well, how's about that? Absolutely cracking. Beautiful. Well, looks that belly a female. Fantastic. That's absolutely wonderful. Cracking. Right, hopefully we can have some more. Well, that's a cracking start. Hopefully she's not down there on her own. I can't imagine she is. If it is a female, it does look like a female. I would imagine she's got some males with her as well. Nicely hooked in the corner of the mouth as well in the scissors, which is what should happen with circle hooks. Setup worked well. I've had one little wrap up that I don't think I'd have had if I'd have been using mono. I just need to slow the gear down a little bit better, I think, as I cast out. Well, that is a cracking start. I'll give her a little weigh before we put her back, just out of interest, but I would guess £4, 4 and a bit would be my guess. Well, I could be way out. Don't often weigh Zander. Don't often catch Zander, to be honest. Didn't do any or very little on the Avon this year. It's just been so flooded. Yeah, I'm liking this braid, I have to say. I don't like braid as a rule, but I am liking the fact that it's floating and obviously the strength of it as well. Right. Very considerate, these boaters. Normally when you get boaters on the canal, they just hair past. They give each other consideration, but they don't give anglers any consideration at all. But I have to say, the ones this close season have been very considerate. They always go past really slowly. I think it's because these are the liverboards, whereas the ones who race past you in the summer are the tourist ones. She even thanked me for getting my rods out of the water. Very polite. Right, let's tuck that in the corner. Oh, couldn't have put that in by hand any better. And I am a rubbish caster. Well, we are going to get wiped out by that bit of rubbish in a minute. Put the line around that way. There we go. Right, they're worth 5 minutes. Those are 2 really nice casts, so if we don't get anything within 5 or 10 minutes off those, then we're not going to get any more bites. So plenty more cover to fish though. I'll just give that Zander a quick weigh, £4.2, so that's cracking. Lovely fish. Doesn't look like we're going to do anything else here though, so I think we'll have a move a bit further along. Can't believe she's under there on her own though, but if there are any others under there, they're not interested by the looks of it. That one's off. Just watching that left hand float and I thought, there's something going on there. Sailing away, as you can see, charging off out into the canal, look. Blimey. Suddenly shot over to this side. Doesn't feel massive. I'm just thinking, time for a move. Charging round, it is a Zander. Strange how he picked the bait up and went back out into the canal rather than back under the cover. Scrapped really well. What a fight. There's the net. Yeah, he's not a big one at all. The gear's working well. Come on. Oh, just nicked him in the lip with that circle hook. I'll give him a second to get his breath back. I think we'll get this other rod in and then we'll have a move. We'll move further up there. There's a sort of fallen branch right in the water. It looks like it goes to the bottom of the canal. Well, we'll have a quick look at this fella above the net. Covered in blossom. Cracking. Right, we'll have a move. Right, that's it. Packed away. Not that there's much to pack away, but can just make the short hop to the car a little bit easier. That's cracking. Really enjoyed that. It's been very enjoyable. We had a couple of fish and a nice Zander as well, which is first nice Zander of the close season. And I certainly, oh, right, something else small's just jumped out there. A lot of fish moving along this bit, which reminds me, I am going to get out with the waggler rod. I've seen a few spots on the Zander travels where I've seen silvers showing. Got a few spots in mind as well. At the moment, the South Stratford is a horrible colour, sort of milky tea colour. It's horrible. It never fishes when it's that colour because of all the rain. So I think we might give that a miss. I was thinking of getting out first thing in the morning, to be honest, but this wind is supposed to carry on. So I think that's probably out. I might get out first thing Sunday or possibly Monday morning. We'll do a bit. But a warm weekend in store. I think it's 18 degrees tomorrow, supposed to be 17 on Sunday, so that'll warm the water up and hopefully get the silvers moving a bit. But that's for next time. For now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support, and I'll see you again very soon.